I mean, that was if like I was playing Storm or something and I stole your Tendrils of Agony.
Welcome back. We are actually starting round 5. It seemed like no one went to time for the most part.
Yep.
And maybe all the Beans players are 0-3, 0-4 right now.
Yeah,
honestly.
get them out of here. Get the Stonex out of here.
So they're not here right now, but we're here. My name's Will.
My name is David.
And welcome to those who may be new. If you're just joining us again after our small little break, we are here at Enter the Battlefield, a 3K Legacy event in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. At Davis and Yonge Streets. So if you ever need any CCG singles, check us out online at Enter the Battlefield.
There's some Black Lotuses here right now.
That's amazing.
That's all I got.
Sweet, I have to say.
That's all I got.
A lot of other reserve list cards that we may need. So we're looking forward to the next round, round 5. We have 2 more rounds. We have Edgar, a Pro Tour. And we have Elliot as well. Edgar M. Some of you may have seen him in one of the previous Pro Tour pieces, right? I don't know how he did. I know Dominic Harvey is also here, right? So these two are very fierce competitors in the GTA region. We're just looking for his list right now. And Elliot, his opponent, who's 3-1, so it really matters to win this for him, is playing Mono Black Helm. Now, it's similar to Painter in a combo-wise, is that right, Dave? Mono Black Helm?
So sort of. Mono Black Helm is more, it's based on the 2-card combo, 2-card Monty, you could say, of Leyline of the Void and Helm of Obedience. So the way that combo works is, of course, you may start the game with Leyline of the Void in play if it's in your opening hands. Which then is all your opponent's cards are exiled instead of put into the grave. What Helm of Obedience says, again, it's a very old card, but if I read the exact reading of the card, target opponent mills a card, then repeats this process until a creature card or X cards have been put into their graveyards this way, whichever comes first. But because Leyline is a replacement effect, creatures never hit the grave, cards never hit the grave, so your opponent just mills out.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty
I feel like it. And sounds like a Modern Horizons card with the amount of text on it, honestly.
I know, back in the good old days.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, if you shrink all the text into just one sentence of, if Leyline's in play, you lose, that's basically what this card does.
Yeah. Not until you hit a creature. Just kidding, you never hit a creature, you die.
Exactly, that's it, right? And it's 4 to cast and 1 to activate. So essentially, if you go Leyline of the Void, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Helm, you win.
Oh,
that's
pretty good.
Pretty fun, eh?
That's pretty good.
Pretty
and,
fun.
We have, that's pretty good. Edgar here is playing.
Yeah, what is he playing here?
What should we say? Our legacy betrothed. It's the one everyone's in love with, married with.
Oh,
it is
no.
Rescaminator.
This
is our first one that we're seeing here on stream, and I get it. He is a seasoned player. He's a good player, and he's bringing one of the top decks to be played with.
It's bound to happen eventually, right?
And with all the matchups, is this a good one? Because he has 4 Leyline's main board.
I guess that's the important thing. He also does have 3 opposition agents main board in Elliot's deck, right? So he can just oppo the Entombs, the fetch lands. So there's a lot. I mean, this is a very good tight match. You know what I mean? So we will see how this goes out here.
I feel like play draw matters a lot.
We're over to the games. Here we are.
We just might need to update both players. Neither of them have won. This is the beginning of round 1. And we're kind of seeing what we have here. And, if you're in the chat right now, make sure you're telling us where you're from. What are you playing in Legacy? It seems like someone asked me what I'm playing in Legacy. I always play Goblins. That's what I always play. That's something that I enjoy as well. But right now, it seems like we're just resolving some mulligans.
Yep. So, again, the Rescaminator list looks very stock at this point because we see 4 Psychic Frogs have joined the fray on top of 2 Fatties of Archon and Atraxa. Let's see. Anything out of the ordinary here? Honestly, this is a very stock list.
Yeah, the Psychic Frog's just such a good piece within it, right? Like, Modern Horizons, every Modern Horizons, we've seen the impact it has on our Eternal formats, right? And it just being a blue card as well, just for Force of Will, great.
Yep.
And being able to discard whatever you want.
Yeah, so Rescaminator is a said thing. Let's see what's going on with the Mono Black Helm player here. We do see Helm Obedience. we do see Dothy Voidwalker, which is also acting as another leyline effect, just so you know. So technically, he does have 8 leyline effects in his deck, Elliot's.
So he does have the pieces of it. The thing is he thinking it's fast enough? He's on a mulligan. Anytime you're playing against this grief deck, oh, good grief, every mulligan just hurts more, too, right? Because you know that they're probably going to at least Thoughtseize you or grief you once. And here we go.
Oh, okay, at least we're pitching a grief. So we see Troll of Kai's Doom, Dothy Voidwalker, Thoughtseize, and Oppo, Swamp, and Castle Locthwain. So I think in this particular instance, you don't see a Dark Ritual, so you're not 100% scared of Oppo. You do see a Thoughtseize, so depending on what your hand is looking like.
He actually binned, he bottomed the Helm.
So he hid the Helm, okay.
Yeah, he put it on the bottom of his library, so
now that could be to tell your opponent, hey, you don't know what I'm playing. Here's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Mono black stuff.
Yeah.
Right. He does see Dothy Voidwalker in the main, but that is basically a stock card at this point. And I guess he knows that he is playing Rescaminator, so he doesn't want to deal with the graveyard shenanigans. Here we go. That's a Shieldred.
That's a pretty good card. It'll be interesting to see kind of how Elliot really maneuvers this game, right? Yeah, Thoughtseize, absolutely. And Troll. Put a Troll in the bin. He's going to look for a land. Everything is not in English here, looks like it. I feel like this is a classic Edgar move. I remember seeing him online. I think it was X, maybe, if he's posting on that, about this.
So that's he had 2 Animate Deads and a Ponder on top of the Underground Sea. So he discarded one of the Animate Deads in this case.
Yeah, so something's coming back here. Is it a Troll or another Grief?
I would. I mean, I think if he knows his opponent's not really doing a whole lot, like in pressure, I would go for the Troll.
Yeah, the Troll has
Aggro.
Double menace basically?
Triple menace.
Triple menace.
Yeah,
sorry,
triple menace. Yeah.
Which is kind of wild, like to have 3 creatures to try to block this thing. It's what, a 6/4?
6/5, and now it's a 5/5 because of Animate Dead. But again, that's still a 3-turn clock. Plus, if his opponent does any Ancient Tombing and stuff like that. So Edgar doesn't know that Elliot has a Shieldred in hand, but that's okay still.
Yeah, probably takes the 5 here, probably. Then probably just plays out Shieldred, right? And then just trade at some point.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, so we don't know if he has a Wasteland in his hand yet, but let's see, Reanimate, 2 fetch lands. So he knows his opponent has Oppo, so he either fetches now or he's never going to fetch for the rest of the game.
This could be bad. If he Reanimates Grief,
take a Reanimate.
and then take Shieldred, and...
Elliot's like, I'm done here.
Wow,
this is just too powerful.
Rescaminator, getting there within 3 turns. And now we're looking at some sideboards here.
So I really like the sideboard of Edgar because he has, I know this won't come up in this matchup, but he has a Coffin Purge, which is an old school nod to playing against Reanimator mirrors, is you can entomb for it. Coffin Purge says exile target card from a graveyard for 1 black, but you can also flash it back for 1 black. So if you entomb it, you get to also Coffin Purge from your yard.
Wow.
At instant speed, which is pretty sweet. Other than that, let's see what we got here. Blue Elemental Blast, Fatal Push.
Brazen Borrower, do you bring it in for Helm?
I'd probably bring in the Brazen Borrower,
Force Negation probably too.
But again, it bounces Leyline, bounces Helm, bounces Shieldred, so many things to target and bounce. Orcus Bowmasters won't do a whole lot. Force of Negation, not really feeling that.
You could be bringing in the Fatal Pushes too, right?
Yeah.
So for the Dothies, like, yes, the Leyline of the Voids, we definitely feel like Elliot is going to be mulliganing maybe to something, right? Like, he definitely wants to have these pieces, right, of the combo. But Leyline of the Void really does shut down a lot of Edgar's deck here.
Definitely. So, again, very stock list. What he cuts, probably a couple Animate Deads.
Traxa.
Some Dazes because now he's on the draw, right? If he feels like he's not going to have to worry about those. I think sometimes they do cut their one or 2 fatties depending on what's going on. But again, we'll see what happens in that particular build. In Elliot's side, again, he's basically pre-sideboarded with the 4 Leylines and 4 Dothies. He could bring in Torpor Orb, which would technically stop Archon from the ETB, only the ETB, and the Atraxa ETB. So there is that. More Shieldreds could come in.
I like the Mind Break Trap potentially too. Like, you could, like, if they are going for like a couple pieces, right? Like, you could just get them got, but it's also like very fringe of the things, right? Like, you can play it around very easily too.
Very much. Fatal Push for Fatal push for the opponent's frogs and brazen. No, I wouldn't kill that. Yeah, it's really just the frogs, to be honest.
That's it. Yeah. Frog is an amazing card.
I mean, it is one push in the side. There's none in the main. So, I mean, just a nod to the frog, I guess you could say. Nod frog.
What's this card?
That is a him to Turok on a body. Turok Dread Cantor. Yeah, it's kicker for 2 black. Pro white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, give it a +1. When it ETBs, if it was kicked, you him your opponent.
It's pretty good. I think it's still too slow within that.
Oh yeah, especially I don't think you want to be. You could him your opponent. They may cut Force of Will because they are playing Force of Wills, which if they know you're going to play like maybe a Thoughtseize, maybe him to Turok, or even Turok in this particular case too. You don't want to be. You could do a decided him to Turok by forcing a blue card and pitching a blue card, but I think you want to just maybe take your forces out and play more of a mid-range game. Yeah. Again, with the Orcish Bowmasters coming in, the Fatal Push is coming in for the Voidwalkers. So there's a bit of contention for both sides. Yeah. And really, it comes down to what game plan do you want to juke your opponent on? Do you want to be more the creature-based combo? Do you want to be more the reanimating-based combo? So we'll see the outcome here. But again, first game in your match, so I think we're doing okay by only seeing in round 5. You know.
Yeah, round 5, 4-0 lists, right? Yeah, I was even talking to our head judge here earlier, right, Mr. Sapone, and we actually don't see a lot of it here, right? So talks about the diversity of decks, right? I think we saw 2. What are they? Merfolk decks, right? There might even be a third looking around too, right? So there's a lot of diversity in it. The Eldrazi's, we've seen a couple of those on our show match, but there's a lot of diversity in it. Even with this grief card, this grief deck as well, being so prevalent, it's so strong too, right? As we mentioned many times, and many of the Magic community has. Okay, this looks like a snap keep.
So Elliot has the Leyline of the Void Helm in his opening hand. So he has to hope his opponent doesn't have a Force of Will for the Helm, and we're keeping it. Yeah, we're just going right for it. So now I think Elliot has Elliot's playing Scam 2 minus the what's oh my gosh, what card I'm looking for?
I know what you mean, but I don't know the word.
Yeah, it's all good. It's okay.
He allows it to keep coming alive.
Yes. So he's good. Let's see what happens here. No, this is a Shadowy Backstreets, and as the hip kids say, it's guess who's back. Backstreet's back.
That's pretty tough. Both lands were actually tapped lands because he has Castle Lockthwain, and that comes in tapped unless he has a swamp. Yeah. So both are tapped, because he could have reanimated the Grief as well here turn 1. So definitely, not ideal, but I think, he's still going to get his value from it too.
So now the Grief deck, the other deck is griefing the Scam deck. Let's see what's going on here.
Who's going to reanimate his Grief?
So we got Brazen Borrower, Force of Will, Troll, Reanimate, Entomb, Island, Polluted Delta.
Wow, he has the Brazen Borrower. That's huge.
Yeah, because he's like, well, now I got it. So I think you take the... I don't want to say that actually. I don't think you take the Borrower because, unless you're banking on, I think the top card of Elliot's deck was a Dark Ritual. So he has to bank on, I think if he takes the Brazen Borrower, he has to bank on the Leyline of the Void.
Oh, is that better? Worse? Okay, we're better?
So good, yep. We see Test, test. Are you A or B? What does it say there? Does it say the letter?
A.
I'm B, okay. I'm B, he's A, just,
AB, AB.
We're back.
As you can see, magic cards were being played during this time. He's going to reanimate his Grief here. Take 4. No big deal. Look at that. It's seamless. You know, there's just a little bit of a pause in
like nothing's
everything
happens.
there. We had Frank come in for the rescue and save us there. So much appreciated into the battlefield zone. Thank you.
So now I think you take the borrower because you want the ley line to be in play.
Yeah.
And you hope your opponent doesn't draw a blue card. Now, Edgar does play a surveil land, so he could surveil for a blue card. And we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it was really on Edgar to almost like try to draw another blue card here, force the potential reanimate on Grief, so we can then bounce this ley line eventually.
Yeah.
But not working out as always as we hope sometimes. But we'll kind of see how Edgar is able to work around this ley line and try not to die potentially from, well, Helms or even just this Grief, this 3-2 menace.
Yeah. So
it's menace in the format.
It is.
On the board.
It's the menace.
Yes, menacingly looking at us. Brainstorm. What a great card.
Okay, so we have lots of blue cards for forcible now. So the Helm is hard to resolve at this point, but we shall see what is going on here.
What language are these cards that Edgar has?
I believe they're either Japanese or Chinese. I'm going to say Japanese.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to get the surveil lands in that right now.
Maybe, or just he hasn't gotten them yet at this point,
enough.
right? He's still working on it. I mean, he definitely has some good care in his deck because he has FBBs as well too, foreign black border, dual lands, which are very nice. I can nod my hat to him on that. I'm definitely a fan of FBBs.
That's get out of my range.
Yeah, I
but,
hear you.
That's
I hear
okay.
you.
That's why we're here enjoying the 1K.
And we're on this side.
We're on this side. Hey man, you're in contention for this. The points.
That's true. That is true. Again, I'm still waiting for I'm still waiting for me to get back into the playing here.
Does he have dark red here?
I think he does, but I think
he's
Edgar has a blue card at this point. So
yeah, playing around it.
Yeah.
I think we're good here. Do we have something come down?
No, I'm just looking at the mics are a little low, but
okay.
They're not as loud as the previous ones.
Maybe we just start yelling.
Is there a volume on this
I don't know. There might be. These things, I don't see one. The other ones did, but these ones don't. Unfortunately.
No, we're good. I think we are making noise as long as we're making noise. Okay, Grief's coming in. They're quieter. That's all. But I mean, it looks quiet. I think we're okay though. We'll just have to elevate our voice.
Yeah.
And then another foreign black border into a push. So that is the 1 of 2 push.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
For the people in the chat, how are we sounding right now? Are we sounding okay? Just making sure.
Are we loud enough? Are we quiet enough? Where should we be? We can always increase it, right? You let us know in the chat. And also, are you on top of the volume? Are you enjoying Legacy right now? Of course, the pieces within Grief. Oh, looks like he's going for the Helm right now.
Here it is. And here's the forced blue card. It's got to happen.
Yep,
there it
has
is.
to have it.
Yep.
He has it. Exile. And Helm is also exiled. Wait a second here. If he plays another Dothia Voidwalker, he could then Helm of Obedience Elliot to death.
Yes, he could, because he has a
oh
yes,
my goodness.
he has to have a second
Please let
Voidwalker.
it happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect right now.
Yep, we are good. We're
Almost
back to normal.
as perfect
Thank you.
as the people in chat.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
They are
Gilly
more
Dunn.
perfect.
Gilly Dunn. Like, get it done, but Gilly Dunn. Okay, so Edgar's like, can I helm you?
Yeah, that would be the spice. That would be the true idea of Grief.
Yeah,
this reanimator. Just taking your helm.
Stole your helm. I'm gonna helm you now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use your combo against you.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
Oh,
I don't want it to happen for Elliot's sake, but I also want to have it happen for the sake of
The stream.
the stream.
Oh, 100%.
The sake of the format.
100%. I agree. 100%. This is going to be, that's why he's like, okay, because again, he has to have another Voidwalker for it to do anything. So at this point, he has to just attack and wait till he has a second Voidwalker. There are 3 in Edgar's sideboard. So
And he can kill this Grief as well, right? He can fetch. He can then, cast the other Fatal Push in his hand, right? So this Grief, yes, looking menacing, isn't going to be. Oh yeah, make sure that is my land. He's
yes,
going to
exactly.
be casting that if
Make sure you put it under a void counter.
And we'll kind of see where this goes. I don't think Edgar is going to really pull the trigger on this fatal push. Maybe he is. Just like get it out of the way. My creature has shadow. I never be able to block unless you play your Dathi, right?
Yep. Oh, and there's the push.
Yeah, there's the push. And exile, please.
Yep. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, there
Good.
you go. Yeah, this is definitely looking very.
This is
very grim. Very.
Yeah, this is looking pretty grim monolith here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh,
animate
and
dead.
there's nothing to reanimate. That's okay though. Just attack for 3. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Can't do it yet.
Can't do that in response.
You need a Voidwalker in play.
You need another one.
Yeah, you need another Void.
Don't try.
Oh, he can sack the Voidwalker and animate dead the Void.
Oh my God, he's doing it. No. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Oh my God, it actually happened.
Oh, the game's
my
over. This is how it ends.
Oh, it's so strong.
This is literally a meme. This is a meme.
Oh my God. That's how
Edgar of all people.
That's it. He's like, oh, I can do this, right?
Okay, I'm
this
always.
works.
This deck's
Oh
gonna
my
win. Okay,
God.
that's pretty hype.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's what Scam does. Scam does steal your combo.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Jeez.
works.
That is it.
Oh.
Edgar is 5-0, most likely.
He can draw maybe into top 8. You play it out.
Honestly, I mean, that's why I don't know how these maths work.
66 players in 6 rounds? I don't know.
Yeah, you really have to go XO or like last round lose or draw. Actually, draw. Sorry, he might be able to draw, but I mean, he was at table 3, so it depends on what's else is going on here.
I gotta say to our producer Ben, you gotta make a short of that or something.
Yeah,
right?
that was a perfect play.
Him just exiling Neil guys.
Yeah, that was vicious. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I mean that was if like I was playing Storm or something and I stole your Tendrils of Agony. That's what that looked like. Essentially.
Good.
Right?